Tower of Fantasy. It's a game that I refused to play originally and decided to give it a shot. But I didn't do this in a very conventional way. I decided to be honest with my audience and honest with all of you that I came into this game hating it. Is this video going to tell you that I love it? No. I'm going to be as brutally honest as I can be, and it's going to be a very biased video. I'm not here to give you flat out informational tactics about how you should go throughout the game, or tell you about how much I love the game and support it, because in reality, the company that made this game is super sketchy. And when I say sketchy, I mean I've made previous videos talking about all of their scandals before the game even came out. But that's not what this video is about. This one is about my first impression of the game, and I have now hit level 21. So it's time to talk about it. As somebody who didn't beta test the game, gave no emotional investment to the game, and just started it fresh, it was pretty strange. Okay, also just a massive disclaimer. English is my third language, so if I say words weird or names weird, just let it go. I'm trying my best. Anyways, let's get into it. First thing I want to talk about is a positive note, and that is going to be the combat system. I think the combat system is actually pretty innovative. I like the fact you can wield 3 weapons at once and swap between them in sort of a combo-esque format, implying that we get to build energy and swap in properly, thus creating cool combos. That's cool. Aerial combat, cool. These are 2 things I rather enjoy about the game, and the bosses and world enemies are also kind of fun too. When it comes to boss fights, they actually have their own attack patterns, but sometimes if you go in a little too overpowered, you just beat the crap out of it and don't ever get to see the attack patterns they hold. But if you do last long enough in the fight without you one-shotting it, then you actually get to see that they have pretty cool animations and techniques in order to battle bosses and domains. Now, to go one step further than the surface level talk, I gotta talk about a big issue. And I got the SSR weapon that is the cube. It is a tracking weapon in the game, and oh my god, it doesn't track properly half the time. Initially when I saw this weapon, I was like, oh my god, I have 2 gauntlets, am I gonna punch stuff? Nope, it's a magical type weapon that you are more so casting abilities with 2 gauntlets on. And then when you're in the air, there's tracking projectiles, like Ningguang's ult actually, from Genshin Impact. Same concept, but, half the time it doesn't track properly. And it's frustrating, because I'm like, hit an enemy, pick one, hit something, maybe the one that I'm looking at. That would be preferred, but it doesn't. It doesn't, a lot of the time. And that was really frustrating, especially since it is an SSR weapon. That is like the equivalent of like a Genshin 5-star weapon. That is, for those of you guys who play Genshin, because my channel is primarily Genshin content. So, right, or like a Honkai pre-arm. Like it's up there in value. But I digress, right? You know, the game itself has self-admitted to having a lot of technical issues, but I really was hoping that at least the combat would have been so solid it would compensate for technical issues, because it makes me concerned for when I start doing PvP. I did one duel versus one of my friends in early game, because I wanted to throw hands off rip, and I used this weapon versus them. It also missed tracking a lot, without him hitting the dodge button. That is a concern. If he hits the dodge button and it misses, I can respect and understand that. But what happens if I do it preemptively before he dodges, and it doesn't connect? That's bad. You can't, that makes this weapon almost unviable in almost any circumstance. Except for if you're doing a world boss, because it's guaranteed to track the one thing it's supposed to. Or is it? Because when I took it into a boss fight, I still wasn't tracking, because I didn't know the radius of this weapon. What's my radius? How close do I need to be in order to use a tracking weapon? These are questions I have that just didn't feel like they were getting answered. And if they were answered within the game and I missed it, that sucks. Honestly, that's on me then. But I digress, let's go into the next part. The open world requiring a bow is also annoying. It's actually a qualm that I have with Genshin as well for a lot of the parts, especially in early game. In early game Genshin, you constantly have to have a bow character user in your team because you need to open up those stupid plants that you have to shoot the balloon things in the air, the 3 of the balloon things. So keeping an archer character in your team is just convenient. There's also like these animo slime things you can shoot in the air as well when they jump up, which is easier to pop if you just have a bow character. So So yeah, here I am with the same issue again, because when going for these drones, my SSR tracking weapon cannot track a friendly unit, which the drones in the air I guess are considered a friendly. So it actually can't hit those. I have to bring out my weapon swap, put on a bow, and then shoot the damn thing out of the air. It's annoying that it takes up one of my weapon slots when I don't want to use a bow. It's my least favorite weapon in any game that I play, so I'm just like, it's just annoying. And then, mind you, I can also use a handgun for this too. But I don't have that either. I have a hammer, I got a spear, and I got my tracking weapon that I thought would suffice, but it doesn't, because it doesn't track. So, yeah, just a rant, whatever. It might not be an issue for a lot of you. It bothers me. As I said, it's a biased video. Hold the L. Moving on. The garbage plot. The plot's bad. Okay? The voice acting? Godlike. That voice acting is some top quality voice actors. When you hear Papa Zhongli's voice, when you hear Keith Silverstein's voice, ooh! Ooh, the chills. Ooh! Like, they have just so many talents up the wazoo. And I appreciate that. I appreciate hiring top tier talent that really brings characters to life. When the voice lines work, half the time the voice lines don't work. One of the characters they're really trying to highlight, Meryl, who is Victor's sister, she doesn't have voice lines that work half the time. By that I mean a majority of the time. I think I heard her say 3 lines in grand total. Everything else, she was mute for. She didn't say a single word.
Worried about me?
Though her mouth was moving, though there was words on the screen, and though Victor was talking. So that was heartbreaking. Because she had a good voice actor. Same thing when it came to Keith Silverstein's character, Franz. Same issue happened again. Now, I'll play you a clip of my reaction to his voice cutting out.
What? Ethan, how sure are you about this, Franz?
Yo, I love when our voice lines break. Yes! Imagine having killed Keith Silverstein voice act your game and then cutting his voice lines by accident. Stop! His voice is too beautiful for you to be doing this.
Do you mean this huge egg thing we're in?
No, literally anybody else's voice lines, if they messed up, I wouldn't care. Not his. Not his. Oh. Please. Father's trying to speak to me. I know, I'm dramatic, but I get invested into what I do, okay? I'ma just do me. You do you, I'ma do me. Regardless. The plot takes us in a weird direction. Let's start from the beginning. We wake up, no memories. PGR type beat, right? No memories, what the heck is going on? Where am I? Who am I? What is this? Who cares? Moving on, we meet Shirley. Shirley is a grown-ass woman who acts like a baby. Totally fine, I get it. They're trying to play the little sister vibes up as much as they possibly can. Totally vibe with that. Now, people in my chat were like, she's actually a child. And I'm gonna correct you right there. You're just hella wrong. Because the owner of the bar in the game is supposed to be only 2 days older than Shirley. Fenny. Fenny's 2 days older canonically, because she says that in the game. That she's old. Oh, Fenny's 2 days older than me.
My big sister, but she's only older than me by 2 days. She's the best chef around. You must try her food.
So, Shirley is a grown-ass woman. But she's mentally immature. Fair enough. They're trying to play the little sister role as much as they possibly can so that you get baited into feeling for her. In reality, I started to dislike her character more and more. I thought she was really cute at the start until she turned really sour for me. We constantly have the robot snitching on her, being like, did you know that Shirley blew up a bunch of people? Did you know that she accidentally let all these things come destroy our land? Right? Just snitching on her about all the bad things Shirley's done. Accidentally, mind you.
Had 8 accidents this month, and Shirley was responsible for...
Cut it out, Mia.
Damn, Shirley really be messing up the base like that? Her brother asks her, specifically in the plot, to not do one thing. He goes, hey, don't go into the area you're not supposed to. She does that one thing. He gets mad at her. She turns around and says, I hate you. Everybody let go of you blowing up stuff by accident. You sending in basically a raid boss on the base by accident. Everyone lets the stuff go all the time for you. Your brother asks you not to do one thing, he gets upset with you, and you suddenly hate him. It's way too childish for me, way too immature. I felt nothing towards her in this situation. I was angry. I was angry that she acted that way. I was like, do you know what? She's a childlike personality. It's agitating, whatever. Go talk to her. When I talked to her, I was pleasantly surprised that she felt bad about what she did. So I was like, okay, good. Her character's not a piece of shit. Redeemable. Until our main character made an oopsie poopsie. Shirley goes through something bad. Okay? She basically got the Honkai monsters in her, okay? She got the bad Muju, Juju, whatever you call it. Mojo, Jojo. Like the monkey from Powerpuff Girls. I don't know why I thought of that. Anyway, she uses her shield to save her brother, and bam, she's incapacitated. In the infirmary, she's badly hurt, badly damaged. The evil might consume her, basically, and you go talk to the brother. The brother blames himself, and like the asshole the main character is, we ignore it, and we're like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so Shirley. So what about Best Girl? Zeke, are you having an emotional breakdown?
She's out of danger. For now. But it still doesn't look good. This is all my fault.
Yup.
Can she be treated?
Is my character really not gonna comfort him? Dude goes, this is all my fault. And my character goes, yeah, so anyways, can she be treated? Like, what? Console the man for like 2 seconds, you heartless bitch. God damn. Just move on and ignore him having a meltdown, which is, I guess, great for the main character. Love that for us. But we go inside to talk to Shirley, and when Shirley gets messed up in the head about everything, we start lying to her about how her condition isn't that bad. We start to, like, over-sympathize for her, which is weird, because our character's clearly a simp now. Because we didn't care about the brother blaming himself, but when it comes to Shirley, we suddenly start caring like crazy. Weird. Just weird. If you're gonna be empathetic, be it across the board. Why are we so selective? Weird. So Shirley's like, okay, bet. You told me I'm good, so I'm gonna go dip. Shirley dips. Shirley faints. Our fault, we lied to her. Yup. Now, warning if you plan to play the game, but haven't gotten to this cutscene yet, it's like in the first 15 minutes of the game. Mind you, if you don't want it to be spoiled, this is the time I'm going to tell you to skip this part of me talking, okay? It involves Shirley and her brother. That's all I'm going to say. This is the time code you should skip to. It's on your screen right now. Skip to this to avoid this. For those of you guys who stayed, there's a scene where Shirley's brother shoots her in the face because she's being consumed by this darkness, this evil. And the whole thing about their sanctuary that they live in is that if someone turns bad, the moju juju bad juju gets them, right? They start turning, the person closest to them has to kill them. They have to end them. It is Zeke's turn to end her. He's supposed to shoot her and he doesn't. This is one of the dumbest choices I've ever seen. And I don't mean that in this instance of like, oh my god, she deserves to get shot, I hate Shirley energy. No, I don't mean it in that way whatsoever. I mean it in the sense that, oh my god, you have a wall of people who had to get shot by someone close to them, literally hanging on the wall. Pictures of them. You're telling me that Shirley's life is more valuable than all of the people on that wall? Than all of those who came prior to her? Like, what? Like, it's so dumb, and it's so heartbreaking to see that. Because it shows Zeke's character. It makes it so that he doesn't care about anyone, including everybody in the commune now, except for his sister, because he doesn't abide by the regulations and guidelines he's laid out for everybody. People had to shoot their own family, people they loved, people they were with, right? People who are the same age as Shirley, if not younger. The girl with pink hair on the wall looks younger than Shirley. And he valued her life more than theirs. And yes, that's his sister, but oh my god, how unfair is that to everybody else who lives there when you all implemented those rules together? It's messed up. And you didn't develop the characters well enough for me to justify you saving them. That's what I was told by my chat. In the beta test, they actually shot her in the face. She actually got shot. They dealt with it in the beta. They took it out of the release version of the game. So they willingly chose to make the plot worse. I'm assuming to get a lesser of a harsh rating for the game, to make it more PG. But that just tells me that there's no stakes on the line. There's no stakes in this game. Or at least shoot it, which you know you're gonna bring it back. That means anything that we do in this game has no risk now. Because you're not willing to cross a line, ever. even for a character you plan on bringing back. So, great. I'm playing a game that has no substance to anything that they do. The final thing I want to talk about is a positive note. The gacha system. I think this gacha system is pretty decent. The fact that you can roll on a banner and you can hit an SSR, but you don't lose pity is bizarre and beautiful. I kind of mess with that. I think that's pretty cool. Very rare to see in gacha games. For those of you guys who don't know, I play Honkai Impact, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, did all the beta tests for. I play Cookie Run Kingdom. I played Epic 7. I'm taking a break from it right now though. I play the hell out of Arc Knights. I play a lot of Punishing Grey Raven. Like, I play a lot of gacha games. And when I'm telling you that this system's actually pretty cool, it's actually pretty cool. I have a bit of respect for it. It feels a little less grimy. Mind you, all gacha games at the end of the day are predatory towards their audience. It makes you spend your money in a vulgar way, and their tactics are very baity. That's the genre, though. As a gacha game in particular, as a gambling game in particular, I think it's actually pretty decent. I think it does a pretty good job of what it's trying to accomplish. The fact that you're rolling for the characters, which are actually the weapons themselves, is a really cool concept. And I like it. I think it's cool. Not much to say besides that. I think that the fact that its rates work that way, where it's like you don't lose your pity when you're rolling on a banner, is cool. And yeah, as a Genshin player, I kind of wish we had something even close to that, but we don't. Sadly, because Hoyoverse likes to take our money. Fair enough. Go off, sis. Because, damn. So if you've watched this channel or you're new to this channel, you can probably tell I'm a little bit of a Genshin Impact, Honkai Impact fangirl. I'll say that self-admittedly. I play the games a lot. I'm passionate about those games. They also have their issues too. But do the good outweigh the bad? And the answer is yes. When it comes to Tower of Fantasy, I don't know if the good outweighs the bad yet. Because you have to hit level 35 in order to really get into the co-op activity. And right now, each day, they extend the hard cap limit to your level, which I can respect. They don't want you to speedrun the content of the game. Fair. But for someone like me, the thing I was looking forward to for Tower of Fantasy to give it a try is the fact that it has co-op and a really good MMO aspect, which is unlike Genshin Impact, who has a pretty bad co-op mode, versus a true MMO style like Tower of Fantasy. So I think what I'm going to do is leave it here. This is my kind of like day one comparison impressions. I played the game for about 5-6 hours straight, just trying to power through and see what I could find out and how I felt about the game. If you want to see part 2 of my review for once I get into the PvP/co-op side of things, make sure to stick around the channel. Hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know below your own thoughts about the game so far. And hey, to those of you guys who love Tower of Fantasy, I'm not here to bash on you. Love your game, be passionate about what you love. I'm just here to give my own thoughts. Alright, at the end of the day, I'm not here to attack you guys personally. I'm not here to attack a community personally. I'm just saying how I feel about the game so far. And I'm hoping that things turn around for it. But right now, it's looking a little bit rough. And I'm hoping that the co-op content, the multiplayer content, really makes it so that the good outweighs the bad. As of right now, though, I think the bad kind of outweighs the good for me. We'll see what happens, though. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you stick around the channel. Bye! Oh, see you in the next video! Hit the subscribe button! Hey, hit the subscribe button. You already made it this far into the video. Hit that button.